All right. Good morning, courtroom. Good morning, jury. We have our first fairy tale court case of the school year. Today we have the team of Brody and Dylan against the team of Chase and Matteo. On your scorecards, jury, again, Team A should be Chase and Matteo. Team B should be Dylan and Brody. This is the court case of Jack and the Beanstalk. Outside of my chambers, I decided that the team of Dylan and Brody would give their opening statements first, followed by the team of Chase and Matteo. That being said, Dylan, Brody, your opening statements.
Your Honor and ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Jack is being charged for murder of the giant. I, Dylan Prate, and my partner, Brody Bjerkstrand, are defending Jack. We will prove to you that Jack is not guilty because he was pressured into killing the giant, that it was an act of war, and that it was self-defense.
Thank you. Do you have anything else to add, Brody?
No.
So just to clarify your point of view, you are saying that he is not guilty. Chase, Matteo, your opening statements.
Hello, my name is Chase McMurray and this is Matteo Alvarado. And we are representing that Jack is guilty of murder, trespassing, and theft. There is no possible way he cannot be convicted of murder because he was the only one near the beanstalk and he had the axe in his hands. No.
Thank you. Do you have anything to add? Okay, so one more time, you are entering a point of view of guilty. Go ahead and score opening statements. Remember, jury, we're using a 1 to 5 star system. 5 stars meaning it was awesome. 1 star meaning room for improvement. Both sides should be scored. All right, Dylan or Brody, do you have any comments, witnesses, or evidence you would like to share at this time?
Yes. I would like to call up the Bean Man or Wizard to the stand.
Bean Man to the stand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God, or whomever you believe in?
I do.
Your witness?
So, to prove that this is in fact the real Bean Man, I would like to bring up this evidence here.
Case, please give it to the bailiff. Okay, I have here some beans. What is the point of this again?
To prove that our bean man is the real bean man.
How does this prove that he's the real bean
Those
man?
are the magical beans that he used for to make a beanstalk.
Mm-hmm. Continue.
You were found with beans on you, correct? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you know that the beans led to the giant's house, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, with that information, you still sold the beans to Jack, correct?
Yeah.
And you told him that there would be treasure up there, up the beanstalk, but you didn't tell him they were giants, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's a bean dealer. And atop the beanstalk is what?
Treasure,
A treasure, but also
the giants.
continue.
Now, you did not tell Jack that there were giants up there, did you?
No.
But he told Jack that there was treasure up there. In doing so, he convinced Jack to go up there and find the treasure, but did not tell him about the giants.
Hmm.
You can go.
No, I'll tell him when to go.
Oh,
Do you have any more questions for him?
no,
Then you'll say no further questions,
no further questions.
and you will go up. Do you have any questions for Bean Man, Brody?
No, I do not.
Would you boys like to cross-examine Bean Man? I have lots of questions. Hopefully you have some.
Mr. B-Man, you said that you had no idea the giants were up there, correct?
No, I didn't tell him.
You knew they were there.
Yeah.
You just didn't tell Jack that there was giants up there, just that there was treasure.
Yeah.
Maybe that could have led, maybe that was past. You did not like the giant. And you're like, I'm not gonna tell him, so hopefully he kills him.
I just needed food. I needed a cow.
You could have just used the beans to go up and ask the giants. Maybe you could have, you were mad at him, something happened.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Is that a question or?
That's me stating.
Okay.
So maybe you could have given the beans to Mr. Jack. Said, go up there, and there's treasure. But he didn't tell him about the giants because he wanted him to find out. So then he'd be all surprised, his adrenaline is rushing, and then he kills him.
So why did you not tell him there's giants up there?
Well, I figured if I told him, then he wouldn't give me, we wouldn't trade for the beans for the cow.
Oh, so you just wanted to make it, but if you told him something bad was up there, he wouldn't have traded with you.
Like, yeah, that's like scammer 101.
Anything else?
No further question.
Anything, Matteo? You may step down, Bean Man. Jury, go ahead and score Bean Man 1 through 5 on who you thought used him the best. Chase and Matteo, do you have any comments, witnesses, or evidence at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. We'd like to call up our B-Man, Andrew Mejia.
Bean Man to the stand.
What's the matter?
Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God, or whomever you believe in?
Yes.
Okay, have a seat. Your witness.
Mr. Beamer, did you or did you not know the beanstalk was all that tall?
No, I did not know it was gonna look that tall. Even though I'm a bean seller
Yeah.
and I'm a wizard.
So you're a bean dealer too, and you did not know that the beanstalk was going to be that tall?
Yes.
Correct. Okay.
Or any houses or giants there.
Thank you. Continue.
Did you know there was treasure up there?
No.
Why?
Well,
I just know there were giants up there.
I
Speak
said
up,
I
Matteo.
didn't know there were giants up there.
Oh, my bad. I need you so get the beans.
Wow, you're gonna trade me for the cow
Which I need something.
to eat.
Make sure the jury's hearing your questions.
Okay. No further questions.
Okay? Do you have any questions for the Bean Man?
What did you think the beans were for? If you didn't know, it would grow into a giant beanstalk.
I don't know, probably like few plants.
New plants.
If you're the bean dealer, shouldn't you know what the beans do?
Well, I was not informed about that because I was someone else gave me this beans.
Someone gave you the beans, you didn't know what they were for.
No.
Continue.
So they were another trade before the cow for the beans.
Yes,
You traded something for the beans.
yes. Which was that cow,
Okay.
which I killed
Oh.
and ate.
So Bean Man, why did you kill the cow?
What? I need to support my family.
Ah, for food. Okay.
I'm a wizard, not. I don't manipulate food. That's the only way.
Any other questions for the Bean Man?
No further questions.
Cross-examine the Bean Man.
So, this so-called Bean Man, in all the tales I've heard of this, I think that the Bean Man would, do you think that a nice boy who has a big healthy cow right here says, I want to go sell this cow for some money or something. Do you think a random weird dude walks up to him and goes, hello, would you like 5 beans for that cow? Do you think that's a reasonable offer? Do you think any sensible man would take that offer? I don't think so. Now, any man, like, say, 5 magical beans that lead to the treasure. That is a sensible offer.
So you're saying a cow for 5 beans that I don't know what they do, why would I do that? If you tell me they're magical, maybe I'm more interested.
Yes.
I like where
And
you're going.
so, what I'm saying is that this Bean Man is lying and is not the real Bean Man. Because what kind of sensible boy like Jack would take 5 beans, random beans, look completely normal, for a cow?
Good.
No one would
do you,
do that.
one second, do you have any evidence that this is a Bean Man? Do you have an ID card, birth certificate, anything to prove that this is the Bean Man?
No, but we have the 3 beans that he had sold to
So
Jack.
the 3 beans that he has proves he's the Bean Man.
Yes.
It's not just a guy with beans.
No. It proves that
He's the Bean Man.
he is the bean man.
No identification card, no dealer card.
It is the bean man.
Evidence is everything.
No further questions.
Do you have anything to add, Brody?
Yeah, I do. Andy, how do you know that there was just 3 beans? Could there have been 4 or 5? How do you know that it was 3?
Well, if this bag proves it, I don't know what you want me to
Those are all the
say.
beans you were given is in that bag?
Yes.
Because I'm pretty sure that the wizard had 5 beans, not 3. He had 5 that he gave Jack.
Okay, so let's stop here. Do you have a receipt, anything showing the trade of beans for cow? You do?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
And do you have anything showing 5 beans?
Yes, we do.
Okay, well, 1 second.
Oh.
Hand that to my bailiff. What is this you're showing us?
It is a book. What Jack did.
No, what's the picture? What
Oh,
are you
it's a
showing?
picture of the trade.
The right or the left?
The right.
The picture on the right. So there is the Bean Man
Yeah, obviously. He's got a pan.
with a cow giving beans to Jack. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 beans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beans.
We have given beans.
What do you guys have to show?
We have 5 beans.
Let's
but
see.
Dylan dropped one of them. So
I dropped one of them.
we have 5 beans. We have from the video that we watched. We have proof that the wizard was handing Jack 5 beans,
Yes.
just like it says in their story.
Okay, so I remember you giving me the 5 beans. There was 5 beans. We might have dropped the beans. Hopefully, a weed doesn't grow here. Do you have any more questions for the Bean Man?
No, I do not.
Do you have any questions for the Bean Man?
No.
Bean Man, you may step down. Jury, go ahead and score our other Bean Man. All right, boys, do you have any Brody, or do you have any comments, witnesses, or evidence at this time?
Yes. Alright.
May I remind you, just as we getting into this a little bit, to fight for your grade.
So, when Jack went up to this giant's house, do you know why he went to the giant's house? Because his mother was the only person taking care of him, and they were broke. He didn't have any money, and the cow was his only way of getting life. And once this cow ran out of milk, he had to sell it, so he got the beans. Now, one of the reasons why he and his mother weren't doing so good in life is because his father left him. So I would like to call up the dad.
Okay, 1 second, Dad. Now, you've said a lot of important stuff. In my head, I'm telling you, I would love for you to prove anything you just said. Because how do I know that they're struggling in life? How do we know that Mom was the only? We're saying stuff, and this is a learning point. It's hard to go first. It's a learning point, but he just said how do we know that's true? Right? We have to have evidence. Evidence is everything. You want to call up who?
The dad.
Dad to the stand. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God, or whomever you believe in?
I do.
Your witness, Dad.
To prove that this was indeed the dad of Jack, I have this divorce papers.
Oh. Says here, hereby in the county of Fairy Tale Land, Jack's dad and Jack's mom are granted a decree of dissolution of marriage, June 19th, issued by the Royal Court of Fairy Tale. Okay, so they've recently gone through a breakup. I'm
Yes.
sorry to hear that, Dad.
So,
Why did you show us that? How about that?
to prove that this was Jack's dad.
Okay.
Now, did you leave Jack with his mom when you divorced her?
I did, yes, I did.
Okay. Now, when you left, did you think that maybe the mom would have a hard time taking care of Jack?
I thought for a bit, but I thought she'd be fine on her own.
Now, when you left, you moved to a nearby town, correct?
Yes, I did.
Now, this town was destroyed by the giant, correct?
From what I know of, yes.
Now, did you see the giant eat anyone?
No, not exactly. I didn't see it eat anybody. I saw it fall and crush people in the town, though.
Okay. Now, to show that this evidence is real and that the town was destroyed, I would like to show this photo of the town.
Wow. I know you can't see it back there. My dock cam's not totally working. Major destruction to this town, and this is from what again?
The giant.
The giant falling or just
The
walking?
giant came to the town
And destroyed
and
it.
was destroyed.
Okay, that is heavy damage.
So, this giant was a murderer. It had killed people before. As he said, it destroyed this entire town. Now, do you think that was incredibly devastating to many people that live in this town?
Yes, it was awful. I knew a lot of those people that were injured and killed in that.
Do you think maybe the giant who did this deserved death?
I would say so. I mean, this was all of his fault.
Alright. No further questions.
Thank you. Do you have anything to add, Brody?
No, I do not.
Without invading your private life, Dad, may I ask why you and Mother broke up? Too personal?
Yeah.
Cross-examine?
Yeah,
You had said that he came in and crushed the town. Do you know why?
Because the beanstalk was cut down.
He was upset that the beanstalk had been cut down.
I was more upset that that the giant that was on the beanstalk had fallen off of it and crushed so many of my close friends of mine that I had known in that town.
So you're saying the beanstalk had gone up twice. One with Jack and one crushing your town.
The beanstalk had gone up, and when Jack cut it down, it had.
So this is the same beanstalk.
Yes,
And when that fell, it crushed your town. Killed many of your friends.
it killed many people that I knew close. Yes,
And you said this was devastating in your life.
it was awful. I knew a lot of those people and their families.
No further questions.
I'd like to explore one, so the beanstalk was cut down. And you feel, and then he basically killed a lot of people in that town.
The giant, yes.
Yes. So what kind of punishment should he get for that?
Well, he's already been killed after he fell on that. It was a cause. It was so far of a feat that he. So there would be no point to giving him a penalty because he's already been killed.
Gotcha. You may step down. Okay, jury, go ahead and score. Go ahead and score Dad. Do you guys have any comments, witnesses, or evidence?
I'd like to have a comment. My question is, how is that proving that Jack was not convicted of murder? That's
Be specific, how is what not proven?
that the giant falling and crushing his town. How is that not proving evidence that Jack killed the giant by cutting it down? Are you just saying that it just fell down by itself?
Okay.
That's not proving anything that Jack isn't convicted of murder.
Okay, do you have any evidence or witnesses you want to get to now?
We do have evidence.
Okay, let's see. Remember, jury, where it says overall evidence, if you're making little notes of everything they showed, we should kind of be writing it in. And what is this?
This is the murder weapon. This is the axe
That is the real axe
that he used.
that the giant used to cut down.
The giant
That,
did,
not
but
that,
Jack used.
Jack used. Okay,
He went.
continue.
Boom! A couple times and it fell down, causing the giant to die and get killed.
Okay.
And we'd like to call out Luca to prove that Jack
That is
used this.
this is
The giant's wife.
Giant's wife to the stand. Ma'am, you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, the truth, so help you God, or whomever you believe in. She's kind of frail, will you escort her? Your witness.
Okay. So, you had let Jack in to have some breakfast the first day, and said, if my husband finds you, he's gonna kill you, correct? So,
Ma'am, I know you're dealing with loss, but can you speak up a little bit?
did you see Jack steal his bag of gold?
Yes, I saw him steal multiple things, like a chicken, coins, and a heart.
This also convicts him of theft, which is adding to the fact of murder.
Okay, so this is in murder, but you're also proving that he has a history of other offenses, okay?
And it also says that you let him in 2 days for breakfast both times, but you were mad at him. But on the third day, he just walked in and stole.
Yes,
Is that correct?
yes, after he killed my husband.
Which also convicts him of trespassing.
Okay.
And did you see Jack chop down the beanstalk with that exact weapon?
Yes, I saw him chop it down, and the horrifying sight of my husband just plummeting down.
Was this a point in your life where it was not your favorite? Were you
Yeah.
very sad after?
It's very sad, and it still is very tough.
No further questions.
Do you have anything to add? Would you like to cross-examine
Yes.
the giant's wife?
Yes. When Jack was going up the beanstalk, the first day, you let him into your home, right?
Yes,
For breakfast.
yes.
And when he left, did you not tell him that he could have this bag of gold before he left?
No, he stole it.
I don't think that's true. Jack came down, you had just eaten breakfast, and Jack was telling you how him and his mom did not have very much money, and you gave him a bag of gold that was on your guys' thing. And that was letting Jack know that if he kept on coming back, he would think that he would get that money to help him and his mom. So that's why he kept on coming back.
I never remember giving it to him.
Okay, no further questions.
So, as part of my evidence, can I hold the thing? So I have to do that.
Says there's no video.
Okay. Never mind.
Okay, so, real important thing here is they wanted to show videos, but I don't have any videos pulled up, cause they said they didn't have any videos, so. You gotta have, if you don't have it on here, I don't have it pulled up. I don't even have your. Okay, so do you have anything else for Giant's wife?
No.
Giant's wife, you may step down. Would you please take the weapon?
Oh, I actually need to cross-examine.
She's been
Too late.
stepped down. Go ahead. Go back to Giant's wife.
So, in your home, did you hear the giant let out his famous tune, Fee Fi Fo Fum, I smell the blood of a human, whatever, I don't know what he says. A human. No, an Englishman, right? You've
Did you hear
never
that?
heard the giant go Fee Fi Fo Fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman.
Your husband has never sang that around the house?
Well, he did, but not outside.
So, you just admitted your husband did sing that tune, correct?
Yes, but this was many years before.
Okay. As I said, his husband, or her husband, did sing the tune. And in saying that tune that says, I smell the blood of an Englishman, whether he be alive, or he be dead, I will grind his bones to make my bread. Now, in that tune, it is admitting to eating English people and turning them into bread. Yeah, correct? Do you think that song would admit that this man was eating Englishmen?
My husband was never that violent. He would never do that.
Well, I would like to call up some evidence
Bring
for the
it.
stand.
Bailiff. You're saying your husband has never ate an Englishman,
No,
not to your knowledge?
not to my knowledge.
Okay, so, oh, wow, okay. Explain these, looks like bones.
Inside
Show the jury.
of your husband's bedroom, these were found. Now, we found these in absolute shock, and we took these back to the lab. And what we found was the DNA of human bones and saliva from your husband's. And that means that your husband has been eating humans.
I was never aware of this.
No further questions.
Stay. Do you have any questions for Miss Giant's wife?
Yes. More from that.
Well, let's do Giant's wife first and get her off.
Okay. How did they get up there if the beanstalk was already cut down? Is there any other passageway to get to your house in the clouds?
No, there shouldn't be.
Then how are they supposed to get up and get the bones? These could just be faulty bones that they found on the ground, like dog bones from PetSmart.
Do we have any type of forensic paperwork documenting that these are indeed Englishman bones?
No.
Or that they were even found there?
No,
No? Okay, do you have any questions for Giant's wife? Giant's wife, you may step down. Do you have any comments? I felt like you had a comment you wanted to do.
I have.
That was it.
Okay.
Am I allowed
You
to
may
cross
step-
examine?
Whoa. You may step down. Okay, how many more witnesses do you two boys have? No. Witnesses? Okay, so we have probably some evidences and some comments I'm guessing we need to make at this time before we close. Okay? You guys, any comments or evidences you want to say?
I have a comment.
Go ahead.
Chase was saying that the beanstalk had already fallen when we found these bones. That is not true. When Jack had gone up on the third day, the day that the beanstalk had fallen, Jack was up there and the giant had chased him down. He was up there and yes, he was stealing from them. He saw the bones, as Dylan said, in the giant's bedroom. Not as the beanstalk was still standing, it hadn't fallen yet.
So when he was stealing, he also saw the bones at the same time.
Yep. And I have some evidence.
See it? Evidence is everything. A police report, a DNA report. Please explain to them why you brought a hen to the courtroom.
As Jack was up in the beanstalk, he noticed that while the giant was playing his harp, he was making this golden hen lay golden eggs. And he was seeing that the giant was beating this hen. The hen even has bruise marks from the giant beating this hen to make it lay its eggs. That's showing that the giant was a very violent man. And he was just trying to get golden eggs. I'm done.
Thank you. Comments or evidences?
Comments. Now, because this hen has the bruises on it, when Jack took the hen, he wasn't doing it in selfishly, oh, I want gold. He was doing it to save the hen from this monster of a giant, the giant. He did this to save the hen.
Thank you. Boys, do you have any, evidences or comments? Evidence? Make sure you're writing down the evidence on each side. Explain to the jury what this is and why we have it here.
We have a golden egg that Jack had taken after
From that golden hen.
from that golden hen.
Okay.
From that Jack had after murdering the giant. And you can tell that it's from Jack and not just a random golden egg because it has his fingerprints on it.
Oh, Bailiff, bring that back. Whose fingerprints are on this golden egg?
That is Jack's.
So I don't know if you can see, jury, but there is a black fingerprint of claiming to be Jack's print.
We went through the lab.
You did.
Said that that's
So we have proof
Jack's.
that it went through the lab?
No. But that
Okay.
is his fingerprint.
Remember, evidence is everything, guys. For those of you who haven't gone yet, show everything that you might say. Continue.
Not further.
That is, Jack took that egg.
Jack took this
Okay, do you have any other comments or evidences, Chase or Matteo?
No.
I feel like you've pretty much said it all at this point.
Yeah, the video, but it's fine.
Comments or evidences?
I have a comment.
Okay, and then let's get to closing.
Now, what Chase McMurray has just said here is that Jack took this egg after murdering the giant. Now, if you listen really closely to his stories, he says that after murdering the giant, which is chopping it down, he said, there was no other way back up. That's what he said. Now, he says he took the egg after he killed the giant. Now, how would he be able to get back up and get the egg after murdering the giant? And as he used against me earlier, he could have just taken any egg, spray painted it gold, and drawn a little fingerprint on it. We have no idea that that was actually Jack's.
Thank you. Okay, Chase and Matteo, we're gonna move into closing. Okay, so I would like to hear your closing statements.
Thank you, Your Honor, and the jury. Members of the jury, we have represented the Jack, who convicted of murder, theft, and trespassing. All done. Well done.
Thank you. And your closing statements.
Your Honor and ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I have showed you that Jack is not guilty of murder, theft, or trespassing because he didn't trespass because the giant invited him into his home. It wasn't thievery because the giant let him have the coins and he was saving the hen's life. And that, it wasn't murder because while he was up there, the giant saw him and was going to kill him. Because we have an axe right here. And this axe, the giant was holding to kill Jack. Jack was running out of the house because the giant was trying to eat him. He was singing that little tune that the
How's the tune go again?
fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Whether he be alive or whether he be dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Now, this shows that this giant was in fact going to eat him and kill him. Now, the reason Jack ran down and chopped the beanstalk down was because that was his only choice. If he didn't, him and his mother were going to be killed.
So to summarize this up, you're basically saying it's a story of self-defense. Thank you. Bailiff, will you please escort these two men out? And then bailiff, will you escort these two men out? Jury, you can be quietly adding up your stars and answering the last question.